Go ahead, so ask them.
No,
Esquire.
seriously, chat, are you working? I see you in chat. Yeah, reading The Diary of a Madman. I figured that was appropriate. Plus, it didn't seem like.
Oh wait, he
What?
forgot it. It's Diary of a Mad Black Woman, the
No,
novel.
it's not. I'm not reading Tyler Perry.
That movie's awesome. That's one of my favorite Tyler Perry movies. The only movie I can stomach watching because it's so fucking hysterical.
It was good.
That's the only one
Okay,
that's good.
but
The
yeah,
rest are shit.
this was published
Anyway, read them on.
in 1886, so it's public domain. That means I can read it. It was also adapted into a longer version in 1887, and then loosely adapted into a movie in 1963 starring Vincent Price and Nancy Kovac. Diary of an Independent Black Woman. 18
I'm
minutes
sorry.
up.
Did you say Vincent Price?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get what's the name. I'm going to find this movie now. I want to watch it.
It's there's a movie of the same name. So
Madman.
the movie
I
is
love how I type in on Amazon
the poster for
Diary of
it's
a Mad, and it says Black
post.
Woman is the first
Oh
one.
my god! No, the poster for it's right here. Vincent Price,
Oh, I
Diary of a
see it right now.
Madman. Yeah. The most
Really that
terrifying
much?
motion picture ever created.
It's Vincent Price.
Yeah.
Shut up.
All right.
I literally go ahead and look up
What? Look up what? Or did you mute yourself? I think he muted himself. Okay. The Diary of a Madman. Oh, come on.
of a Mad Black Woman.
Diary of a
Go ahead.
Madman by Guy de Maupassant. He was dead, the head of a high tribunal, the upright magistrate whose irreproachable life was a proverb in all the courts of France. Advocates, young counselors, judges had greeted him at sight of his large, thin, pale face, lighted up by two sparkling, deep-set eyes, bowing low in token of respect. He had passed his life in pursuing crime and in protecting the weak. Swindlers and murderers had no more redoubtable enemy, for he seemed to read the most secret thoughts of their minds. He was dead now, at the age of 82, honored by the homage and followed by the regrets of a whole people. Soldiers in red trousers had escorted him to the tomb, and men in white cravats had spoken words and shed tears that seemed to be sincere beside his grave. But here is the strange paper found by the dismayed notary in the desk where he kept the records of the great criminals. It is entitled, Why? 20th of June, 1851. I have just left court. I have condemned Blondel to death. Now, why did this man kill his 5 children? Frequently one meets with people to whom the destruction of life is a pleasure. Yes, yes, it should be a pleasure. The greatest of all, perhaps, for is not killing the next thing to creating? To make and to destroy. These 2 words contain the history of the universe, the history of all worlds, all, that is, all. Why is it not intoxicating to kill? 25th of June. To think that a being is here who lives, who walks, who runs. A being? What is a being? That animated thing that bears in it the principle of motion and a will ruling that motion. It is attached to nothing, this thing. Its feet do not belong to the ground. It is a grain of life that moves on the earth, and in this grain of life, coming I know not whence, one can destroy at one's will. Then nothing, nothing more. It perishes. It is finished. 26th of June. Why then is it a crime to kill? Yes, why? On the contrary, it is the law of nature. The mission of every being is to kill. He kills to live, and he kills to kill. A beast kills without ceasing, all day. every instant of his existence. Man kills without ceasing, to nourish himself. But since he needs, besides, to kill for pleasure, he has invented hunting. The child kills the insects he finds, the little birds, all the little animals that come in his way. But this does not suffice for the irresistible need to massacre that is in us. It is not enough to kill beasts, we must kill man too. Long ago this need was satisfied by human sacrifices. Now the requirements of social life have made murder a crime. We condemn and punish the assassin. But we cannot live without yielding to this natural and imperious instinct of death. We relieve ourselves from time to time by wars. Then a whole nation slaughters another nation. It is a feast of blood, a feast that maddens armies and that intoxicates civilians, women, and children who read, by lamplight at night, the feverish story of massacre. One might suppose that those destined to accomplish these butcheries of men would be despised. No, they are loaded with honors. They are clad in gold and resplendent garments. They wear plumes on their heads and ornaments on their breasts, and they are given crosses, rewards, titles of every kind. They are proud, respected, loved by women, cheered by the crowd solely because their mission is to shed human blood. They drag through the streets their instruments of death that the passer-by, clad in black, looks on with envy. For to kill is the great law set by nature in the heart of existence. There is nothing more beautiful and honorable than killing. 30th of June. To kill is the law because nature loves eternal youth. She seems to cry in all her unconscious acts, quick, quick, quick! The more she destroys, the more she renews herself. 2nd of July. A human being? What is a human being? Through thought, it is a reflection of all that is. Through memory and science, it is an abridged edition of the universe, whose history it represents, a mirror of things and of nations. Each human being becomes a microcosm in the macrocosm. 3rd of July. It must be a pleasure, unique and full of zest to kill, to have there before one the living, thinking being, to make therein a little hole, nothing but a little hole, to see that red thing flow which is the blood, which makes life, and to have before one only a heap of limp flesh, cold, inert, void of thought. 5th of August. I, who have passed my life in judging, condemning, killing by the spoken word, killing by the guillotine, those who had killed by the knife, I, if I should do as all assassins have done, whom am I smitten? Who would know it? 10th of August. Who would ever know? Who would ever suspect me, especially if I should choose a being that I had no interest in doing away with? 15th of August. The temptation has come to me. It pervades my whole being. My hands tremble with the desire to kill. 22nd of August. I could resist no longer. I killed a little creature as an experiment, for a beginning. Jean, my servant, has a goldfinch in a cage hung in the office window. I sent him on an errand, and I took the little bird in my hand where I felt its heart beat. It was warm. I went up to my room. From time to time I squeezed it tighter. Its heart beat faster. It was atrocious and delicious. I was near choking it, but I could not see the blood. Then I took scissors, short nail scissors, and I cut its throat with 3 slits, quite gently. It opened its bill. It struggled to escape me, but I held it. Oh, I held it. I held it. I could have held a mad dog, and I saw the blood trickle. Then I do as assassins do, real ones. I washed the scissors. I washed my hands. I sprinkled water and took the body from the corpse to the garden to hide it. I buried it under a strawberry plant. It will never be found. Every day I shall eat a strawberry from that plant. How one can enjoy life when one knows how. My servant cried. He thought his bird had flown. How could he suspect me? 25th of August. I must kill a man. I must. 30th of August. It is done. But what a little thing. I had gone for a walk in the forest of ferns. I was thinking of nothing, literally nothing. A child was in the road. A little child eating a slice of bread and butter. He stops to see me pass and says, "Good day, Mr. President." and the thought enters my head, should I kill him? I answer, are you alone, my boy? Yes, sir. All alone in the wood? Yes, sir. The wish to kill him intoxicated me like wine. I approached him quite softly, persuaded he was going to run away, and suddenly I seized him by the throat. He looked at me with terror in his eyes. Such eyes! Okay, hold on. I really don't want to read about that. Damn. Did not think there was going to be, like, child murder.
What did you fucking expect? The
Damn.
story's called Diary of a
I
Madman, not
know, but I
Diary of a
didn't
Guy
think it
Who
would
Gives
be
Out
about
Fucking Candy.
children. Jesus.
Dude, I read a fucking manga about high schoolers
No.
and a fucking middle schooler being trapped in a school full of fucking murderous ghosts. Okay, I think the audience can handle.
Diary of a not so
Some-
mad man, not this time.
I mean, shit. I listen to podcasts about fucking ants that come out of tampons or spiders.
I do not need to hear about that again. Once is enough for that.
Yeah, no. I mean, shit. I read a fucking story today about people finding this crater, or there's like this slit in a mountain, like pretty much a canyon that was broken open, and there's like human-shaped holes, and people are going in the holes, and it's actually medieval torturing devices that you slide down. At the end of it, you're all twisted, fucking deformed and shit, because it starts like twisting your body. Join G2, everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna keep reading it, but I'm not reading the part about description of how he kills a child.
Boo.
I know I'm terrible.
Just think of it as Bob from House by the Cemetery. Everybody won't care. Damn it, Fulci, kill the kid.
Alright,
Boo.
I'm gonna keep going. Then he moved no more. I threw the body in the ditch and some weeds on top of it. I returned home and dined well. What a little thing it was. In the evening I was very gay, light-hearted, rejuvenated. I passed the evening at the prefect's. They found me witty, but I have not seen blood. I am tranquil. 31st of August. The body has been recovered. They are hunting for the assassin. 1st of September. 2 tramps have been arrested. Proofs are lacking. 2nd of September. The parents have been to see me. They wept. 6th of October. Nothing has been discovered. Some strolling vagabond must have done the deed. If I had seen the blood flow, it seems to me I should be tranquil now. The desire to kill is in my blood. It is like the passion of youth at 20. 20th of October. Yet another. I was walking by the river after breakfast, and I saw under a willow a fisherman sleep. It was noon. A spade was standing in a potato field nearby, as if expressly for me. I took it. I turned, I raised it like a club, and with one blow the edge I cleft the fisherman's head. Oh, he bled, this one. Rose-colored blood. It flowed into the water quite gently, and I went away with a grave step. If I had been seen, I should have made an excellent assassin. 25th of October. The affair of the fisherman makes a great stir. His nephew, who fished with him, is charged with the murder. 26th of October. The examining magistrate affirms that the nephew is guilty. Everyone in town believes it. 27th of October. The nephew makes a very poor witness. He had gone to the village to buy bread and cheese, he declared. He swore that his uncle had been killed in his absence. Who would believe him? 28th of October. The nephew is all but confessed. They have badgered him so. Justice. 15th of November. There are overwhelming proofs against the nephew, who was his uncle's heir. I shall preside at the sessions. 25th of January. To death, to death, to death. I have ordered, condemned him to death. The Advocate General spoke like an angel. Yet another. I shall go see him executed. 10th of March. It is done. They guillotined him this morning. He died very well, very well. That gave me pleasure. How fine it is to see a man's head cut off. Now I shall wait. I can wait. It would take such a little thing to let myself be caught. The manuscript contained yet other pages, but without relating to any new crime. Alienist physicians to whom the awful story has been submitted declare that there are in the world many undiscovered madmen as adroit and as much to be feared as this monstrous lunatic. End of story. I just didn't want to read the description of how the child was killed. Yeah. I wasn't comfortable reading that. It's all fine and dandy if I'm reading it myself, but I don't want to read it out loud, you know? Can you link that to me on Steam? Yeah. I will link it in chat too.
I was trying to.
Of
I was
the
gonna
story.
try to like add like a creepy evil laugh at the ending of it. Creepier.
Yeah,
but
right.
it didn't work.